Welcome everyone. As you know, my name is Jay Howard, poet, writer, in residence at your school. It's great to see you all, and I hope you are all staying safe and finding activities to do during these times. I'm here with you today to bring you a few activities that you can possibly do. One is my favorite thing in the world is haikus. I love the haiku. It is a short form of poetry. It is only 3 lines. It comes from a traditional Japanese form where the first line is 5 syllables, the second line is 7 syllables, and the last line is 5 syllables. So it follows a 5-7-5 format where you are kind of creating a sandwich, right? Think of the first and the last line as the slices of bread, both containing equal parts of 5 syllables, and the middle is the meat and the cheese that has 7 syllables, right? Usually with haikus, you want to focus on one image, but with our haikus, we're going to be doing different things. I fell in love with haikus from the poet Sonia Sanchez. She does these wonderful things with haikus through descriptions and even found a way to make it her own. If you don't believe me, we can just ask Sonia Sanchez.
Well, when I studied at NYU with a great poet by the name of Louis Bogan, right, who was the poetry editor of The New Yorker, who taught us form. And one day she said, make up your own form at the end of the semester. So I go to the 8th Street bookstore, and I go in there, and up high was this pretty beautiful flowered book, white flowers. And I pulled it, and I opened it, and it said Haiku. And I went and said, haiku? And the guy said, haiku. I said, oh, thank you. And I sat down and began to read the haiku, and I started to cry because I had found me in poetry.
So rolling with my favorite form of poetry, the haiku, we're going to create something called Social Distancing Haikus. I know it's going to be accurate with these current times that we are in, and we can kind of analyze and process where we are through these haikus. The first haiku I want you to do, though, is something called a found object haiku. You're just going to find something that is in the place where you live. Find any object where you live, describe it, define it, or explain its significance to you or its function. It could be something as simple as your mouse pad. You can find something as your cup, right? And write a haiku about your cup. Or for me, I'm going to look and see something that's in my eyesight, which is the thing that makes me sing these days. It is my Alexa, right? I will be writing a haiku about my Alexa. The next haiku you'll be asked to write is about coronavirus. You're going to write a COVID-19 haiku. Write about coronavirus, its impact, a message of hope, or your feelings about the pandemic in general. The last haiku that I will ask you to write is the social distancing haiku. Write about social distancing, the things you can do or miss during this time. Rethink the way we communicate via the haiku. Keeper of knowledge, your intelligence echoes my robotic friend. COVID-19 haiku example. Alone together, change ways to finance our health. We must slow the curve. My social distancing haiku. We FaceTime, devise plans to consume hours left to Zoom through with you. Hopefully you picked up on the few platforms that I mentioned in my haiku that we are currently using in these difficult times. Send in your haikus to me. You can email them to me. You all have my email. Or you can also upload them into Google Classroom. I look forward to reading your haikus and seeing which ones makes our final anthology. Thank you all.